If you own a fitness studio or independent gym, then you for sure heard of the MindBody software, currently the leading CRM and online tool for fitness studios, working with over 55,000 companies around the world. And there's no better place to talk with the CEO of MindBody than at his own event, the MindBody Bold Conference in Hollywood, California. That's where we had the chance to sit down with Rick Stollmeyer to cover the latest fitness marketing trends and successes that he's seen in the industry. As CEO of one of the top fitness softwares, Rick gives insight on the different marketing strategies and apps that have gotten some of his studios and gyms the best results, and how you can too.
If you own a gym or you need a gym, this is your guy.
My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD Show. What's up, Rick?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I want to thank you so much for being on. I know this has to be like the busiest week in the world for you.
So busy, so exciting, but it's my pleasure.
Awesome. So we're at your conference. This Bold Conference has been fantastic.
Thank you.
I particularly liked Amanda and Roxanne's talk. Dr. Deepak was actually awesome too. So let's talk a little bit about MindBody and in particular the two apps that we're going to be learning about today and why they're so awesome. And before we dive into that, talk about you. How did you become where you are today? What was your journey like to become the CEO of MindBody?
Well, I was raised in Southern California to a family of small business people. My grandfather, my father both ran small retail stores in Southern California. And I was raised in that business from a young age. I always knew I wanted to have my own business, but I took a side trip. I went to the U.S. Naval Academy and became a nuclear submarine officer. So I was a nuclear sub officer for 6 years. Got out from that, and after trying a couple different jobs in corporate America, an old friend of mine, actually one of my best friends from high school, Blake Beltram, had started writing software for health and fitness studios. So this was in the late 1990s, and he showed me what he was doing, and it immediately resonated. I saw small brick and mortar business owners. I saw people that were taking these giant leaps of faith, where they're borrowing money from friends and family, cashing in retirement funds, signing a multi-year lease with a personal guarantee, and hanging up their shingle for the purpose of running a business to help others live healthier, happier lives. And it just turned me on. And I saw also that they have a very distinct set of business requirements. And so we set about to creating the software platform that would help them be successful. And that was 2001 when we launched.
That is, so it was such an irrelevant thing that you did before with the nuclear, what was it?
Nuclear submarines.
Nuclear submarines. But did you find parallels? Like, okay, I'm going to take what I learned here and apply it here?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't have designed this path looking, at that time if I didn't realize that's where I was going to be going. But looking back, I can connect the dots. And the dots are these. First of all, submarines are a very intense leadership environment. So you're talking about doing very difficult work in a high consequence environment where if anybody fails, we literally could lose our lives. And so there's a level of interdependency. There's a sense of camaraderie that is really extraordinary.
Wow.
It's a purpose-driven life. We were defending the free world. That really mattered to me. And it was worth the deprivations of being away from family and loved ones, being literally in a metal tube beneath the surface of the ocean, because I knew what we were doing really mattered. So fast forward to MindBody, you've got a high consequence environment. We are running the platform in which 56,000 businesses in 130 countries are operating, employing over 315,000 fitness and wellness spa salon professionals, serving over 30 million people. Well, you say, yeah, but this is just little fitness studios. That doesn't matter. What matters to them, it matters, this is their livelihood. When our system goes down, they can't book a class, they can't process a credit card, they can't make appointments, they can't check people in, they can't sell a product. So we have to have a very high level of operating discipline in our system. So I found quite a bit of parallel. And if I had to design this looking backwards, I'd say, yeah, go serve as a military officer in a high consequence environment, and have this background in small boutique retail, and you're ready to run a company called MindBody.
That's amazing. Yeah, you definitely learned some great leadership abilities through that, and
Absolutely.
And then also the skill to be able to depend on others. Because so far, your team's been great. Like I haven't met one person from the MindBody team that has been awesome.
Thank
from
you.
the people at check-in to even the speakers. It seems like the speakers naturally took in that culture, which was really great. But it's just been a great experience.
Thank you.
And I'm actually very excited to come back. I was actually talking to some of your people about how I can be a bigger part of it, whether it's being an exhibitor or a sponsor or something. But I really like what you guys are doing here. It's amazing. And in general, we have quite a few people that use MindBody, and that's the main reason I came out here today. And actually yesterday I came out here to watch some speakers too. But I came out here mainly because we have a couple people that use MindBody. They love the software, and I felt like I needed to understand it well if my customers are using it quite often, right? And there's two apps that you were talking to me about that I really wanted you to talk about today. And there's the main MindBody app, and then there's the Engage app.
That's right.
So can you tell me the difference between the two, and what are the goals or the objectives of each app?
Sure. So what the MindBody app does is it aggregates all the available classes and appointments, descriptions, teacher biographies, price points of all of our customers. So for example, sitting right here in Hollywood, if you pulled up our app, you would find hundreds of these studios, spas, and salons that are on our system in the area. If you were looking for a class this afternoon at between 6 and 7:30, you'd very quickly discover dozens of different options. You'd be able to read consumer reviews, reserve your spot on the class, pay for it all in a few taps. So some people have called that like an Uber of wellness, for example. Back when we conceived the idea, we saw OpenTable, and we said, well, see what OpenTable is doing by allowing you to aggregate your search for restaurant reservations. We can do that with the cloud-based system that we run all these wellness studios on. What we do with Engage now is we allow the studios, then the businesses can have their own branded experience of that.
Okay.
So it rides on the same rails as the MindBody app, and we found that our customers want both. And the way we found that out is that we have an open API. So authorized partners can build additional applications on top of our software. Engage was formerly known as Fitness Mobile Apps, and these were two guys in Venice Beach who called me like 5 years ago and said, hey, we've just built a custom mobile app on your API for one of your customers, Burn60, and we think we could sell this.
I just met Burn60 yesterday.
Yeah, they're a great customer of ours, been around for quite a while.
Wow.
They said, we've built this and we think we could sell this to thousands of your customers. And I said, go do that, Greg. So Greg and Reed went out and did it. And once they got to 3,000 of our customers, we said, you know what, we got to bring you in. So we bought the company, and now that team became part of MindBody, and we branded it as Engage.
That's really cool. Yeah, I saw the app. You took me through a couple different companies that are using it, and a couple big brands.
Over 8,000 now of our clients.
Really?
So over 8,000 of our 56,000, more than doubled in the first year after we bought the company.
And it's going to just keep going as people just really understand it and get to see it a little bit more.
We believe so, yeah. We think that, 5 years ago it wasn't obvious to us that every little business would want to have an app on your phone, but now it is. And so we found that both the consumers and the business owners want it. So that's our job, is to give them what they want.
And the thing is too, the difference between fitness studios and these big box gyms, they do have a real relationship with their customers, and the customers feel like they're a part. Like when I was a part of bigger box gyms, not going to say the brand, but bigger box gyms, I never felt like I was a part of them. I just felt like it was a tool in my life, right, that I use. But different fitness studios that I've been a part of, and I'm a part of, I feel like they are a part of my life. They're a part of like what it says who I am, right?
Yes.
It says who I am. And so having that app on my phone, that is one of the apps I'm going to be going to as often as my Twitter, my Snapchat, and some other ones, just because I'm scheduling my class and I'm watching what's going on, and it's really cool that you built it.
It's one of your tribes, right? I mean, the people that you work out. These boutique fitness studios, that's a defining difference. The level of relationship they have with their customers, it's high touch. They really care about you. They really are trying to help you transform your life and live the healthiest, happiest life you can. You're not going to find that in a big box health club.
Right.
And so taking it back to my little life story there, that's what I saw that just turned me on. I saw these yoga, Pilates, and spinning studios. That was the first part of the movement. Saw Tai Bo, Billy Blanks, and what he was doing, and said, this is different. It requires a different set of operating So it requires a different operating system, and let's go serve them.
That's awesome. You know, real cool story before I ask you my next question, because it ties in with Burn 60.
Yeah.
So this show, we've been working our tails off to really make sure it provides the value that we really set a goal for. And just here at your conference was the very first time somebody that I've never met before came up to me and said, "Hey, are you Mike?" He heard me ask Amanda a question on the microphone. He recognized my voice from the podcast, and then he recognized me from video.
Nice.
And he says, "Yeah, I watch a GSD show." And he doesn't know this, but he's the first person ever that, you know, came up to me and said, like, "Hey," that I don't know, that says, "Hey, I watch your GSD show." And I asked about his company, his Burn 60, and I got to talk to Scott. It was the marketing guy there.
Cool.
And we ended up having lunch and everything. And so it was just kind of cool. That was our first time. We're really growing this for like under 30 episodes as this one's here.
Congrats, man.
But
that means, you know, you're hitting an inflection there.
It was
That's
just cool. It
exciting.
was
Yeah.
really, really cool because, you know, man, you can tell you how much work these guys, Sam too, everybody puts into it. So it was great. You've gotten to obviously do a lot of research to grow MindBody, and obviously to grow a company that helps serve a particular person, fitness studio owners, and salon and all that stuff as well. You've really been able to, in your research, learn what the biggest challenges are. And obviously making sure their classes are booked and they don't overflow so they could give customer service, something that the company was able to solve. What's another thing that, you know, before we end up ending the show here, what's something that you know these fitness studio owners are going through that you'd like to make sure they understand before finishing this episode, that they should work on, they should pay attention to today, 2016?
Absolutely. Well, so first and foremost, what every one of these businesses needs is more customers. On average, around half of the available classes and appointments every day are going to go unfilled.
Right.
Okay, and on average, every year, these businesses will lose between 40 and 60% of their customers. People move, they change jobs, they change habits.
I saw that.
So they have a continuous and inexorable need to fill that funnel with fresh new customers. What they need to do is focus on the right kind of customers. Client retention starts at the demand generation level. It's at the top of the funnel. How do you find the right kinds of people who are likely to resonate with what you do and convert into loyal, long-term members? And that's what they all need. And so helping them do that is one of our principal goals. That was the driving force behind the creation of the MindBody app, behind the marketing platform that's in the app now, which allows people to promote their intro offers. These businesses can promote intro offers, and our system curates those and targets promotions to people that are likely to convert.
Right.
And then now we just announced the partnership with Under Armour. So Under Armour has the MyFitnessPal app, which they have 60 million users in the United States.
I'm one.
And on Under Armour now, you can go into it and you can find classes. And so that's another form of demand generation marketing, but of getting the right kind of people in the door.
And so what you did, do you recommend these fitness studios look into stuff like that as well, collaborating with people that have an audience? Because these fitness studio owners, they're not far from a chiropractor and they're not far from massage therapists. And doesn't your app help with that as well?
It does. In fact, that's precisely the point of the MindBody app, because in there, in addition to fitness studios, you have spas, salons, wellness centers, you have chiropractors, acupuncturists, you have children's wellness activities. And so you have this ability for a cross-pollinization, complementary businesses that they tend to exist in the same neighborhoods, and there's lots of opportunity while someone's going in there to book their regular recurring workout to go find a wellness practitioner. Maybe they got some pain, they want to go get some acupuncture or a massage. And so that's always been part of our strategy, is to allow that complementary marketing between the businesses.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I know this is, again, the busiest week probably of your year, so I'm going to let you get back to it. But
Right
I
on,
want
man.
to thank you so much, and I'm sure the guys listening and watching got a lot of value out of today, and I really appreciate you being here.
Excellent. Thank you,
Thanks
Mike.
so much.
Take care.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to thegsdshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.